Hello Divination and welcome. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to download and install our free header and footer for Divi's personal loan layout pack. Here are the results we're aiming to achieve. So without wasting a lot of time, let's dive in and let's get started. All right, so the first thing you need to do is to head over to this blog post, which I'll link to in the show notes below. You want to scroll down and click here where it says get it for free today and then download the files. Okay, so you can see here my files are downloaded. So the next step now is to go in and navigate to the folder where you downloaded it. And here it is. So I'm going to double click on this because we need to make sure we unzip it and go into the file. So this is the file which has our header and footer. So make sure this is a .json file. If you use the zip file, this won't work. All right, so now that we've downloaded it, the next step is to come over here to our website. So I'm over here on my site. So the next thing I need to do now is to go to our theme builder. So I'm going to click here on theme builder, and then over here on the top right, you need to click on portability. And then you want to go to the next tab, which says import. Now remember that file that we unzipped, which is right here, and it's a .json file. You need to drag and drop it here, or you can just click here and find that file manually where you downloaded it. Making sure these two check marks are applied, you want to go in and say import Divi theme builder template. So let's go ahead and do that. So what you're going to notice here is now we have a global header and a global footer. So first of all, let's take a look and see what we have or what we had before we applied this header and footer. So right now, this is our standard header and this is our standard footer. So as you can see, there's no styling to this. So ideally, we want this styled and we want to make it look nice. So I'm going to come back over here now and hit save changes. So now that I've clicked on save changes, if we come over here now to our site and refresh, you are going to notice that we are going to have a new design. And here we go. So this is our new design. And this is going to be our footer. So massive change there just by adding our header and footer template. So what we need to do next is we need to go in and fix a few things. So I'm going to open up the builder here and click on start building. Right. So what I need to do now is to go in and fix some code. So I'm going to click here on expand, and then I'm going to go into my wireframe view. So when you take a look at the wireframe view, we have this code right here. So I'm going to go into this code and I'm just going to snap this over to the left. So what we need to do here is to remove this from the last step on line number 12. And we need to remove this on the first step of line number 4. So this is going to enable our CSS class. So once we're done with that, we can now hit save. And here's what we're trying to solve, because you can see here that this is open here by default. So we want it to open and close when we click over here. Okay. So now that I've set that up, I'm going to come over here to my front end and I am going to hit save, and hopefully that should update our header. So I'm going to come back over here now and refresh my page, and boom, now it's working. So all I have to do now is to click over here and now our menu is working now. Isn't that cool? So make sure you do that step because it is very, very important. So back over here now, ideally, we want to go in and design what we have here. So let's go in and do a few changes. So first of all, let's work on our logo here. So if you hover over here at the end and click on the gear icon, that is going to take us into our image settings. So this is where you can go in and update your logo. So I'm going to delete this and then click here to add an image. So this is where you'd add your image from your computer if your logo is on your computer. So I'm going to come over here to my media library and see if I have a logo that I can just quickly add on there. So I'm just going to scroll through and let's use something like this. Okay. I'm going to upload my image and you can see now it has been added over here and save. So that is how you would add your logo. Now let's take a look over here now to the right. So if I click on this gear icon, this is going to take us to our hamburger menu, which we can also customize by coming over here to design. And I can change the colors here. I can adjust the sizes. So you can see here, my size is increasing, but you know what? I'm just going to go back to how it was. So that's all we can do over here. So I am going to close out of this and let's take a look here at our menu. So we see here that we have this background color. So again, you can just go in and try to target where we have that background. So I'm going to come in here, go to my background, and this is where you can change it. So if I were to change it to this color here, you can see this is updating, but I'm not going to do that. So basically that's what we need to do here on our header. Now, if we want to continue and customize this, we're going to come over here to our wireframe view. And as you can see here, these are all the elements that we have we have our image here and we have our text here. Now our code, we don't really have to touch this because this is what is controlling our main header. Okay, so now that I'm over here, the next step is to take a look at all our drop downs. So the reason why I've come in here is because there's some JavaScript. So this is not enabling me to go in and customize this because it is not visible. So I'm going to go into my module settings here and switch back to the front view. So this is where you would customize your menu item. You can go in and change the name. You can pretty much change whatever you want. And you have to go in and do that one by one. So you would come back over here, do the next one until you've gone in and customized them. So I'm just going to do the first one for you so you can go in and do the rest. So if I click here on design, I can go into the text here and change the font. In fact, we can choose whatever font we want over here. So we could say, for example, Montserrat. We could also change our color. We can change our text size. So pretty much all the elements that we may need to change here, it's all done here. When you're happy with that, you can just click here to save. But I'm just going to close out of here and go to my front end. Okay, so once you've done all your settings, you can hit save. And if I come back over here and refresh, you're going to notice that our logo has changed. There we go. And still, this is working. Now, this is the personal loan header and footer. So let's go now to the footer and make some changes, or at least show you where you can make some changes. So I'm going to close out of here like that. And then I'm going to click here on the pencil icon to go into the footer. So now we can start here by taking a look at our application here. So I'm going to click on this gear icon to go into my row settings. I'm going to snap this over to the left. So here in my background, this is where we have this bold color. So I can change this to whatever color I want just by doing that. So that's easy. Next, I can also go here into my design, go to border, and I can really add a border here if I wanted to. So you can see I can really make that form stand out. Okay. So for our border style here, I can choose none, or if I need to add a specific one, there's all these different types of border styles that we can add. Now, if you also want to see where the changes were made here, you can just click on this little icon and say view modified styles, and this will show you all the styles. So I've just added my new background color here, and that's how we see that. So you can always go in and update it here. So if we continue here, we have padding both to the top and the bottom. So if you wanted to make any adjustments to that, you can just come over here and make those adjustments. Now, moving forward, we also have a box shadow. This is how we have this shadow here at the bottom. So if you don't want it, you can just say none, and you can see that it's gone. Okay, so I'm not going to make any changes to that. I'm just going to close out of that. Next, we have a contact form. So if I go in here, the most important thing is to make sure that you go in and add your email address. So right now there's no email address. This is where you want to add your email address. So when someone adds their email or try to contact you, you will be notified. Next, we can also add a redirect here. So after they send the email or after they submit it, you can specify a page they can go to after they've done so. Next, we also have some text over here. Now we can also go in and customize this. This is just our normal text. So you can see it says start your loan application, and this is applied to heading number 2. If you wanted to style it, you can just click here on this paintbrush icon and head over here now to our design tab. So this is where we can style this. You can change your color like that. We can adjust the size. We can also go in and change this from light to bold. So there's a lot we can do here, but I think this looks better in white. Now for all texts or text modules, you just have to go in and make some changes the same way. Just click on this gear icon, and then you want to just click on this little paintbrush icon. Now this will take you directly to where you can customize the font. Okay, so moving on, we also have this background here. So to customize that, you can just click on your section settings, go to your background, and this is where you change your background. So just like that, I was able to change my background color. Okay, so I'm just going to reset this like that. In fact, I'll just close out of here. Now, all these are all text links which can be adjusted the same way. If I click on this gear icon, it's going to take me to my text settings, and I can change all these links here to whatever link I want. So notice what happens when I delete that. You can see that it's gone. So I can just rearrange things like that. If I wanted to add a link to this, I'll just highlight it and click on this chain icon, and then I'll add my URL here. So it's very important that you rename these and add your URLs so that when someone comes to your footer here, when they click on it, they will be redirected to the page, or they will be taken to the page that you specify. So it's very important that you do that. All right, so pretty much that's how you go in and customize the header and footer. So I'm going to close out of this, and I'm going to explain something very important. So when you use this header and footer, the most important thing is you need to make sure that you choose the pre-made layout that goes with it, because ideally it doesn't really work if you were to just use the header and footer of your own design, for example, unless you want to go in and change all the fonts, you change all the colors and so on. So I would now create a new page by coming over here so I can show you how best you can use this. So when we create a new page, so let's give this page a title. So let's call it personal loan. I'm going to use the Divi builder, and this is where now I'll go and choose a pre-made layout. And over here on the pre-made layouts, I can search the specific one because this is where we have the personal loan. So now I can choose the pre-made layout. So you notice here we have all the pages that we may need. Now this is our landing page. So let's say, this is our landing page. I can go ahead and select that and use the layout. But we can pretty much use any of those pages, and our design will look awesome because the style that we have on the pre-made layout goes hand in hand with the header and the footer. So that's where the power of using the ideal pre-made layout comes in. Everything is going to be consistent. So if you are going to change anything after this, so you will have an idea of how everything look. Okay, so my pre-made layout has been loaded. So all I have to do now is to go in and customize anything else that I may need to customize. But in this case, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to hit publish and then exit the Visual Builder. Okay, so this is what it looks like. So you can see at the top here, the colors are all matching. The orange there is matching with everything else on the page, all the headings, the colors, the footers, everything is going to work well together. So this is the beauty of using the right header and footer for the right pre-made layout. Again, if I click here, this is our menu system. And if I close it here, you can see it's closing off. Okay, and that is our footer. So there you have it. Thank you all for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and do follow us on our social media platforms. By doing so, you'll be notified every time we release new tutorials. Until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.